Amy from Permission to Hustle, and I'm in my car again, so you might hear some funny sounds, but I had just a big thought this morning, and I just couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to get home to film this. So I hope you don't mind some horn beeping and all that noise as I sort of do my little brain dump. But I had to get it off my chest. Is your business scalable? Is your business scalable? That's the thought of the day. A good friend of ours, Audrey and mine, posted the other day that she had not a heart attack because that's a little bit aggressive, but she had heart complications, landed herself in the hospital, all due to stress, all due to piling upon herself the weight of the world, stress-induced, business-related, life-related, and we're our generation. If you're listening to Permission to Hustle, odds are you've been in this space for quite some time. Maybe not. Maybe you're just getting started. But the truth is, we've been in this game for a while. The game is ever changing. We're constantly having to change lanes, trying to figure out. It's never easy. You're never an expert. Just when you think you got it figured out, the curveball comes from left field. So it's never an industry that lets you get comfortable. And that's the hardest part, I think, about social media. Social media is never a space where you get to a point where you said, I've made it. I got it. I understand everything. We will never get there. There is never a point in our lives where we get to that sort of 10th tier and, we have that enlightenment because every day something new launches, something new closes, some new tool comes out. And of course we have to learn it. And so from that comes this stress ball that we must carry around with us, and sometimes it affects our mind, bodies, and souls. And so to combat that, you have to create something that doesn't revolve entirely around you. You cannot be the epicenter of your entire business. And that's what I've been trying to do for the last 18 months, to be really honest with you. I've been trying to sort of change the way that my business structures, and maybe 18 months is a little bit of an exaggeration. I've been trying for the last year. I've been trying to change the way I do business. I've been letting in some help. I've been hiring some writers, some photographers. I've been scaling. I've been creating a way for my content to be created in a way that it's not entirely on me. So what does that mean? That means not every post revolves around my personal story, my dinner table, kids eating every meal. It doesn't have to be all about me. And for 10 years, my blog was truly a personal blog. I didn't put a post up unless it had my family photos in it and my story, and this is the drink that I have in my hand, and let me tell you about this drink, which was a delight. It was a pleasure. It was everything that I wanted it to be. But now that I'm in my 40s, and I realize that that's just not scalable. That mindset is not something that I can possibly maintain for the rest of my life. If this is something that I'm looking to continue, and if this is something that I'm looking to grow, I am only one person, and me as one person, I only have 24 hours in the day, and I have 3 children. So if I want to be fair to the people that I love, I have to adjust my sails and figure out a way to make this business scalable and make it still, profitable, but I have to change the way that I produce content, change the way that my audience understands that I push out content, and sort of shift my consciousness about the whole thing. Otherwise, the stress overload might put me in the hospital as well, because the game, once Instagram came out, quite frankly, changed 10 times fold. It's not anymore. In 2009, when I all started with my friends, it was me holding a Tide bottle in front of my laundry machine, and that called for a great post. But nowadays, a lot of people give a lot of gripe to the millennials, to that generation. But the one thing that they did is they really were able to tell a beautiful story, and they were able to create unbelievable, beautiful content. So they changed the game to its magazine quality. And if you want to compete at that level, you better come ready, and you better come ready with lots of hours and commitment, and the workload that is associated with that is astronomical if you are doing more than just Instagram. And I do 1,000 things besides Instagram. And so when you say scalable, is your business scalable? You really have to think about that. Can I sustain this work ethic, this workload, this capacity? Can I sustain this over the next 5 years? Now, personally, since I'm talking about myself, this is our sole income. This is how we earn a living, my husband and I, and we've done this since 2007. I would say I became a full-time blogger. I started blogging in 2005, but I became an earner, full-time earner. My husband quit his job in 2007. And I live in New York, and I have been able to sustain my family living in New York since 2007 without a blip. Do I want to work at 100% like a workhorse for the rest of my life? No. I don't want to do this at this level, at this speed, at this velocity. And so that's where scalability comes into play. This is where you start making moves and you start thinking 5-year plan. Where do I want my blog to be in 5 years? In 5 years, I would like to have it set up in the way that I have writers and I have photographers and I have a system that can allow me to get maybe a day or two to myself. I'm not saying I'm ever going to stop working. To completely remove myself from my blog, because that's not realistic. But what I am saying is I would like to pull back just a bit and be able to enjoy more time with my personal life. And I don't think that is, something that is impossible. But when you talk about scalability, you have to not be the only thing that you are selling. The blog cannot be me when you are talking about scalability. You have to start pulling yourself back from the story. And so if you are a blogger and you're thinking about scalability, you have to start introducing more evergreen content into your blog. And, maybe your readers at first will, start ruffling feathers, but believe me, once the tides begin to turn and they get used to it and they're like, oh great, I didn't know this information, and everybody will get used to it. And believe me, then you'll start getting some search traffic, so it'll all just even out. But to have true scalability, it can't be about this one woman show. You have to start thinking about evergreen content, because the evergreen content is what you can farm out to writers, basically. And that's what I've been doing the last couple of months. I have a folder of about, I don't even know at this point, I think I have like 50 or so articles and recipes, and I have just a whole slew of content that I have for the entire summer, because I don't want to work this summer, and I just have secured all this content that I'm just going to have pre-written, and it's just going to go out like every other day. I already have my content for the entire summer, because I know I want my summer, and I'm thinking way ahead. And so I want you guys to start thinking way ahead. If you are knowing in 5 years you don't want to be working at this capacity, start thinking about how you can scale your business, and start thinking about how you can start introducing evergreen content to your business, and how you can scale by hiring people to do some of your legwork. So that's where my head's been lately. And if you're in my boat, just start thinking that 5-year plan and thinking about what you can do today to secure your future. You can find us on Facebook, Permission to Hustle, Instagram, Audrey and Vera, Twitter, Audrey and Vera. Until next time.